What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be going over the best abilities to run on defense in Madden 23. We're going to go over it by position, so safety, sub linebacker, linebacker, D-line, cornerbacks, all that. We're going to go over pretty much by position. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the safety position, free safety, strong safety, etc., etc. The first ability is Pick Artist. Pick Artist is basically, in my opinion, I think a top 2 to top 3 ability in the game, period. This is literally one of the best abilities that you could put on the field. Basically, if the ball hits your defender's hands, it's an interception. Let's say the ball gets tipped up in the air, and your defender's right there, it's going to be a pick. It's basically like tip drill, but even better, because obviously, like I just said, on those tip plays, but also sometimes with Pick Artist, you can moss the receiver and you intercept the ball. Now, it's 1 AP for CJ Gardner-Johnson. I think for stock players, like with no discount, it's 2 AP, but there's a lot of players in the game to get it for 1 AP, so I would highly recommend this ability. Next ability for safeties is Deep End Zone KO. Basically, this is basically if you put your safety on an inside third, right? He's the deep blue in the middle of the field. If you don't know what that is, the inside third. A lot of times you can see it in cover 3. I think technically they'll even count it in cover 4 quarters, or you could just like audible, it's putting your safety on a inside third. It's very good. Basically what will happen with this ability is his reaction time will be faster and he'll just play things way better as he's in the inside third. So yeah, it's pretty good. Third ability for the safety is medium route KO. So this is more for the guys that like to play man coverage. If you have some of your safeties playing man coverage, I think medium route KO is the best KO, just because, you know, if you put deep route KO on, that's going to work for like plays 30 yards, 25 yards downfield. And the thing with that is that the pass rush gets to the quarterback so fast, most of the time you don't really got to worry about that, right? Medium route KO is just really, out of all the KOs, short route KO is not too bad, but medium route KO is the best. If you play a lot of man coverage, press man coverage, got guys on tight, basically what medium route KO is going to do, if he just touches the guy as the ball is in his hands, it's a knockout every time, incompletion. For our last ability for the safeties, it's going to be inside shade, another man coverage ability. Basically, if you shade to the inside with this ability, which if you have inside shade on, then you should probably be shading to the inside pretty much every play. Basically, what happens is he's going to run the route for the receiver. The route is going to be ran. The thing is, though, it's a lot of AP. That's the only downside. But if you really only play man coverage and man coverage, that's it, then you should maybe consider inside shade. And so now we're on over to linebackers. This also counts for sub linebackers. So if you use safeties in the box, or if you use linebackers in the box. Actually, this is one of the first times in a while I actually am using linebackers in the box. But if you're going to do that, that leads us off with our first ability. You have to have Lurker. This is only if you're using linebackers in the box. You have to have Lurker. Lurker is basically going to make them animate and jump for the ball. Without this ability, they will not jump and they will not animate. So if you have a linebacker that does not get Lurker, that man can't get on the field. He cannot get on the field. Just use a safety because he'll be able to jump with no Lurker. But the reason why I like using linebackers is just because they play the run very good. They bring a little bit of more physicality and they just play really good. But if you're also going to use Lurker, try to get guys with 1 AP Lurker. Some guys get it for 2 AP. Make sure they get it for 1 AP. You want to save. It's all about saving ability points. Our next ability is mid-zone KO. So basically, if you have your defender in a hook curl, that is the only way mid-zone KO is going to work. He's got to be in a hook curl, and basically it's kind of like the other KOs, right? They're going to react faster. They're going to knock balls out faster. It's kind of, so basically like, what was it? The deep end zone KO, right? Let's say he catches the pass, but you have that KO on him. As long as he just touches him, it's going to be an incompletion every time, just like the medium route KO. So KOs, they're just really good abilities to have this year. So I tried mid-zone KO. I don't know. A lot of other people say it works really good for him. Maybe I'll give it another chance when I got a little bit more AP to use. It's a good ability, though, to have it for either your linebacker or you got a safety in at linebacker. Hook curl. He's got to be in a hook curl for it to work. For the last ability for the linebackers slash sub linebackers is Pick Artist. Pick Artist is going to get named for pretty much everybody. I just got to make sure I name it for every position. It's a good ability to have. Like I said, make sure you get it for somebody that has 1 AP. Unlike this guy who gets it for 3 AP. I guess maybe that's stock middle linebackers. I don't know. So Yeah. So we're now on to cornerbacks, and I'll be honest with you, most of the abilities that we went over with the safeties aren't too different from the cornerbacks. I think the cornerbacks might have one or two different ones that I'm going to give you guys. First off, we're going to start off with pick artist, right? Obviously, pick artist, you already went over, really good for the corners. That's what I use. Medium route KO, also another really good ability to have if you play a lot of man coverage. Inside shade is also really good. Only problem is it's a lot of AP. So those three abilities we went over with for the safeties, also really good. Some people saying, oh, haven't mentioned acrobat. Too much AP this year, and acrobat is just it doesn't hit like it did last year. New ability, I guess you could say, for cornerbacks that we haven't really talked about so far in the video is deep out zone KO. Basically, and you're probably saying, oh, I didn't go over that for the safeties. Personally, I don't like the ability for the safeties, but for the cornerbacks, basically, if your corner is if you put him on a deep blue, this is what that ability is, an outside third. Even if you have him, if you're in cover 4 quarters, cover 3, things like that, where he's on some type of deep blue running backwards, deep out zone KO will work. It's a really good ability. You can see Eric Allen gets, well, he doesn't even get the ability, but if he did, it would be 4 AP. Try to find zone corners that should be able to get this ability for cheaper. Really good ability, but that's pretty much all the abilities for the corner. Now we're going to head over to the defensive line. I'm going to start off with the edge rushers for the D-line. Edge rushers abilities are going to be a little bit different from the interior linemen, so just know that. For first ability for the edge rushers, we got edge threat. Obviously, edge threat is literally, you're going to get instant pressure with, well, the only way you're not going to get pressure with edge threat is if the guy you have it on just sucks, or if your guy's going up against an edge protector. If he's going up against an edge protector, it's basically the counter for it. He's not going to get like them crazy instant sheds. The other ability is under pressure. Now, under pressure has been like one of the ones I ran for most of the year. I'm starting to tone down on a little bit just because they're starting to drop a lot of quarterbacks with fearless, but a lot of people are still not running fearless, so under pressure is still really good. Basically, if whoever you have the under pressure on gets anywhere near the quarterback, it's going to lead to an inaccurate pass pretty much every time. Last ability for the edge rushers is going to be double or nothing. Now, here's the thing that I've noticed. Now, I've only ran double or nothing a little bit, not a whole lot, but what I have heard and what I've seen from other people is if you run double or nothing with edge threat, it's the most godliest combination ever. Those two things together are leading to sacks on top of sacks on top of sacks. Now, there's not a whole lot of D linemen you can do this with. I think Leonard Floyd, you're able to rock edge threat and double or nothing for very cheap because of his discounted abilities. So if you're going to do that combination, make sure you can do it for cheap. You don't want to pay a whole lot of AP for that. Leonard Floyd is a guy I know, so that's the only thing I can really say about double or nothing. Double or nothing by itself, I'm not too sure about. All right, so this is our last position, last set of abilities we're going to go over. The interior lineman, the inside lineman, the guys playing D tackle. First ability is going to be under pressure. Obviously, it's a really good ability. Like I said, only way this ability is not going to work is if you're going up against a quarterback that has fearless. So as of right now, this ability is still really solid. There's some guys you get this for 1 AP for, even 2 AP. Try not to spend a 3 AP on this ability. It's a little crazy. And for our final ability, it's going to be inside stuff. Inside stuff is ability I ran obviously to start the year, but now that we're getting a lot more players with a lot of different abilities, I haven't been running it as much. But if you're someone that struggles with the run, get you 2 inside stuffs and you're not going to struggle with the run anymore. But if you're a guy that, you're really good at stopping the run, you don't really need it, then you don't need it. But for the people that do, inside stuff is going to help you a whole lot. So that is pretty much, though, all the, in my opinion, the best abilities that you could possibly run on defense. Now, there's some people are probably going to say, oh, what about unpredictable from last year? For most people, it's 2 AP. It's not really all that. I've even tried it out. Like I said, acrobat, it's way too much AP, and it doesn't hit like how it does last year. All the abilities I went over, these are the best abilities. Anything that I didn't say it for a reason. I didn't leave anything out, right? So these are the abilities that I would stick with. You can run a lot of different combinations with these. So let me know what you guys think. If there's an ability that I didn't say on here that you guys would recommend, go ahead and comment it down below and let me know some abilities that you guys are running. But that is pretty much going to do it, though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.